Steinberg Cubase 12 Pro. We start lesson 16. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, so as not to miss new videos. And we start lesson 16. Nudging selection ranges. You can nudge selection ranges to a new position without moving their contents. Prerequisite. You have created a selection range. You have activated the nudge section by right-clicking the project window toolbar and activating nudge. Procedure. Set the nudge amount by doing one of the following. Open the grid type pop-up menu and select a value. Open the nudge settings pop-up menu and select a value. Do one of the following. In the nudge section of the toolbar, click move left or use the corresponding key command Ctrl/CMD left arrow. In the nudge section of the toolbar, click move right or use the corresponding key command Ctrl/CMD right arrow. Result. The selection range is nudged according to your settings, but the contents of the selection are not moved. Related links. Setting up a snap grid for nudge operations. Moving selection ranges. Creating a selection range. Duplicating events. Moving selection ranges. Duplicating selection ranges. Duplicating selection ranges. Prerequisite. You have created a selection range. Procedure. Click the selection range, hold down Alt/Opt, and drag. Related links. Creating a selection range. Nudging selection ranges. Cut, copy, and paste of selection ranges. Cut, copy, and paste of selection ranges. You can cut or copy and paste selection ranges using the functions on the edit menu. You can also use the cut time and paste time options. Cut. Cuts the data in the selection range and moves it to the clipboard. The selection range is replaced by empty track space in the project window, meaning that events to the right of the range keep their positions. Copy. Copies the data in the selection range to the clipboard. Paste. Pastes the clipboard data to the start position and track of the current selection. Existing events on the tracks remain at their original position. Paste at origin. Pastes the clipboard data back at its original position. Existing events on the tracks remain at their original position. This option is available in Edit Functions. Cut time. Cuts the selection range and moves it to the clipboard. Events to the right of the removed range are moved to the left to fill the gap. This option is available in Edit Range. Paste time. Pastes the selection range from the clipboard to the start position and track of the current selection. Existing events are moved to make room for the pasted data. This option is available in Edit Range. Paste time at origin. Pastes the selection range from the clipboard to its original position. Existing events are moved to make room for the pasted data. This option is available in Edit Range. Global copy. Copies everything between the left and right locator. This option is available in Edit Range. Duplicating selection ranges. Deleting data in selection ranges. Deleting data in selection ranges. To replace data within the deleted selection range with empty track space, select Edit and Delete or press Backspace. Events to the right of the range keep their position. To remove the selection range and make the events to the right move to the left to fill the gap, select Edit Range Delete Time. Cut, copy, and paste of selection ranges. Splitting selection ranges. Splitting selection ranges. You can split events or parts at the selection range edges, that is, at the start and at the end of a selection range. Procedure. Do one of the following. On the project window toolbar, activate Combine Selection Tools. Move the mouse to the upper area of the event or part that you want to split so that the Range Selection tool is activated. On the project window toolbar, activate the Range Selection tool. Do one of the following. Select Edit Range a Split. Press Shift-X. Result. The events or parts are split at the edges of the selection range. If you activated Combine Selection Tools mode, the split events or parts are automatically selected. Related links. Combine Selection Tools mode. Deleting data in selection ranges. Cropping selection ranges. Cropping selection ranges. You can crop events or parts that are partially within the selection range. Prerequisite. You have created a selection range. Procedure. Select Edit Range Crop. Result. Events that are entirely inside or outside the selection range are not affected. Splitting selection ranges. Inserting silence. Inserting silence. You can insert empty track space from the start of the selection range. The length of the silence equals the length of the selection range. To insert silence, select Edit Range Insert Silence. Events to the right of the selection range start are moved to the right to make room. Events that are intersected by the selection range start are split, and the right section is moved to the right. Cropping selection ranges. Playback and Transport. Playback and Transport. Cubase offers multiple methods and functions to control playback and transport. Inserting silence. Transport panel. Transport panel. The transport panel contains the main transport functions as well as many other options related to playback and recording. To show the transport panel, select Transport Panel or press F2. Playback and Transport. Transport panel sections. Transport panel sections. The transport panel has different sections that you can show or hide by activating the corresponding options on the transport panel context menu. To show all transport panel sections, right-click anywhere on the transport panel and select Show All. The following sections are available. Audio Performance Meter. Audio Performance Meter. The upper bar displays either the current real-time peak or the ASIO guard load, depending on which of the two has the higher value. The lower bar shows the hard disk transfer load of the disk engine. For a more detailed display of real-time peak and ASIO guard load, click to open the audio performance window. Common record modes. Common record modes allow you to determine what happens if you click record during an audio or MIDI recording, and where to start the recording. Audio record modes. Audio record modes allow you to select what happens when you record over existing audio events. MIDI record modes. MIDI record modes allow you to select what happens when you record over existing MIDI parts. MIDI auto quantize. Automatic MIDI record quantize activates automatic quantizing during a MIDI recording. Locators. Go to left locator position. Allows you to go to the left locator position. Left locator position shows the left locator position. Go to right locator position. Allows you to go to the right locator position. Right locator position shows the right locator position. Locator range duration. Locators to selection allows you to set the locators to the selection. Locator range duration shows the duration of the locator range. Punch points. Lock punch points to locators. Locks the punch points to the left and right locator positions. Punch in. Activates punch in. Punch in position allows you to set up the punch in position. For this to work, lock punch points to locators must be deactivated. To show hide this, click the points on the divider. Punch out. Activates punch out. Punch out position allows you to set up the punch out position. For this to work, lock punch points to locators must be deactivated. To show hide this, click the points on the divider. Transport controls. Go to previous marker /0. Moves the project cursor to the previous marker /0 position on the timeline. Go to next marker /project end. Moves the project cursor to the next marker /project end. Rewind. Moves backward. Forward. Moves forward. Cycle. Activates/deactivates cycle mode. Stop. Stops playback. Start. Starts playback. Transport record. Activates/deactivates record mode. Time display. Select primary time format. Allows you to select a time format for the primary time display. Primary time display shows the position of the project cursor in the selected time format. Select secondary time format. Allows you to select a time format for the secondary time display. Secondary time display shows the position of the project cursor in the selected time format. Markers. Jump to marker. Allows you to set and locate marker positions. Open markers window. Opens the markers window. Pre-roll and post-roll. Activate pre-roll. Activates pre-roll. Pre-roll amount allows you to set the pre-roll position. To show hide this, click the points on the divider. Activate post-roll. Activates post-roll. Post-roll amount allows you to set the post-roll position. To show hide this, click the points on the divider. Tempo and time signature. Activate tempo track allows you to activate/deactivate the tempo track. Tempo allows you to set the tempo value. Time signature allows you to set the first time signature value. To show hide this, click the points on the divider. Activate external sync. Activate external sync activates external synchronization. Open synchronization setup allows you to open the project synchronization setup dialog. Click and count in and click pattern. Activate metronome click activates the metronome click. Activate count in activates the metronome click in count in. Click pattern allows you to set up a click pattern. To show hide this, click the points on the divider. Open metronome setup opens the metronome setup dialog. To show hide this, click the points on the divider. Input output activity. MIDI in activity displays the MIDI input signals. MIDI out activity displays the MIDI output signals. Audio activity displays the audio input output signals. Audio clipping displays audio clipping. Level display displays the output level. Level control allows you to control the output level. Setup transport. Setup transport opens a pop-up menu where you can set up which elements are visible. Related links. Transport. Transport scrub. Transport panel. Transport menu. Transport menu. The transport menu contains several transport functions as well as many other options related to playback and recording. Transport panel. Opens the transport panel. Transport commands. Start. Starts playback. Stop. Stops playback. Start/stop. Start/stops playback. Cycle. Activates/deactivates cycle mode. Record. Activates/deactivates record mode. Rewind. Moves backward. Forward. Moves forward. Fast rewind. Moves backward at a faster speed. Fast forward. Moves forward at a faster speed. Nudge cursor left. Moves the project cursor position to the left. Nudge cursor right. Moves the project cursor position to the right. Enter project cursor position. Allows you to enter the project cursor position manually. Enter tempo. Allows you to enter the tempo manually. Enter time signature. Allows you to enter the time signature manually. Go to project start. Moves the project cursor position to the start of the project. Go to project end. Moves the project cursor position to the end of the project. Exchange time formats. Switches the primary and the secondary time display. Locators. Go to left locator position. Moves the project cursor position to the left locator. Go to right locator position. Moves the project cursor position to the right locator. Set left locator to project cursor position. Sets the left locator to the project cursor position. Set right locator to project cursor position. Sets the right locator to the project cursor position. Enter left locator position. Allows you to enter the position of the left locator manually. Enter right locator position. Allows you to enter the position of the right locator manually. Enter locator range duration. Allows you to enter the duration of the locator range manually. Set locators to selection range. Sets the locators to encompass the selection. Exchange left and right locator positions. Switches the positions of the left and right locator. Loop selection range. Activates playback from the start of the current selection and keeps starting over again when reaching the selection end. Punch points. Activate punch in. Activates/deactivates punch in. Activate punch out. Activates/deactivates punch out. Go to punch in position. Moves the project cursor position to the punch in position. Go to punch out position. Moves the project cursor position to the punch out position. Lock punch points to locators. Allows you to unlock/lock the punch in and punch out position to the left and the right locator. Set punch in to project cursor position. Moves the punch in position to the project cursor position. Set punch out to project cursor position. Moves the punch out position to the project cursor position. Enter punch in position. Allows you to enter the punch in position manually. Enter punch out position. Allows you to enter the punch out position manually. Set punch points to selection range. Sets the punch in and the punch out position to the selected event range. Set project cursor position. Locate selection start. Moves the project cursor to the beginning of the selection. Locate selection end. Moves the project cursor to the end of the selection. Locate next marker. Moves the project cursor to the next marker. Locate previous marker. Moves the project cursor to the previous marker. Locate next hit point. Moves the project cursor to the next hit point on the selected track. Locate previous hit point. Moves the project cursor to the previous hit point on the selected track. Locate next event. Moves the project cursor to the next event on the selected track. Locate previous event. Moves the project cursor to the previous event on the selected track. Play project range. Play from selection start. Activates playback from the start of the current selection. Play from selection end. Activates playback from the end of the current selection. Play until selection start. Activates playback 2 seconds before the start of the current selection and stops at the selection start. Play until selection end. Activates playback 2 seconds before the end of the current selection and stops at the selection end. Play until next marker. Activates playback from the project cursor and stops at the next marker. Play selection range. Activates playback from the start of the current selection and stops at the selection end. Pre-roll and post-roll. Use pre-roll. Activates/deactivates the pre-roll. Use post-roll. Activates/deactivates the post-roll. Post-roll from selection start. Starts playback from the beginning of the selected range and stops after the time set in the post-roll field on the transport panel. Post-roll from selection end. Starts playback from the end of the selected range and stops after the time set in the post-roll field on the transport panel. Pre-roll to selection start. Stops playback at the selection start. The playback start position is set in the pre-roll field on the transport panel. Pre-roll to selection end. Stops playback at the selection end. The playback start position is set in the pre-roll field on the transport panel. Use tempo track. Activates/deactivates the tempo track. Common record modes. Punch in/out. Activates/deactivates punch in/out. Re-record. Activates/deactivates the re-record mode. Start recording at project cursor position. Activates/deactivates the start of the recording at the project cursor position. Start recording at left locator/punch-in position. Activates/deactivates the start of the recording at the left locator. Audio record mode. These options allow you to select what happens when you record over existing events. Keep history. Keeps existing events or portions of events. Cycle history plus replace. Replaces existing events or portions of events with the new recording. In cycle mode, all takes from the current cycle recording are kept. Replace. Replaces existing events or portions of events with the last take. MIDI record mode. These options allow you to select what happens when you record over existing parts. New parts. Keeps existing parts and saves the new recording as a new part. Merge. Keeps existing events in parts and adds the newly recorded events. Replace. Replaces existing events in parts with the new recording. Auto quantize in record. Activates automatic quantizing during recording. MIDI cycle record mode. Mix. Adds everything you record to what was previously recorded. Overwrite. Overwrites all MIDI that you have recorded on previous laps as soon as you play a MIDI note or send any MIDI message. Keep last. Replaces previously recorded laps only if the new lap is completed. Stacked. Turns each recorded cycle lap into a separate MIDI part, and divides the track into lanes for each cycle lap. The parts are stacked above each other, each on a different lane. All takes but the last one are muted. Mix stacked, no mute. Same as stacked, but parts are not muted. Auto quantize in record. Activates automatic quantizing during recording. MIDI retrospective recording. Allows you to recover MIDI data that you play in stop mode or during playback. The following options are available. Insert from all MIDI inputs. Inserts MIDI data that was sent to all track inputs as a linear MIDI part on the selected track. Insert from track input as linear recording. Inserts MIDI data that was sent to the track input as a linear MIDI part on the selected track. Insert from track input as cycle recording. Inserts MIDI data that was sent to the track input as stacked MIDI parts on the selected track. Empty all buffers. Empties the retrospective record buffer for the selected track. Use video follows edit mode. If this option is activated, the project cursor automatically follows when you make selections or when you perform editing operations. Metronome setup. Opens the metronome setup dialog. Activate metronome. Activates/deactivates the metronome click. Project synchronization setup. Opens the project synchronization setup dialog. Activate external sync. Sets Cubase to be synchronized externally. Related links. Left and right locators. Punch in and punch out. Pre-roll and post-roll. Common record modes menu. Audio record modes. MIDI record modes. Recovery of MIDI recordings. Metronome click. Transport panel sections. Transport bar. Transport bar. The transport bar contains all transport functions in an integrated and fixed zone of the project window. To activate the transport bar, click Setup Window Layout on the project window toolbar and activate Transport Bar. To display all transport elements, right-click in an empty area of the transport bar and select Show All. To show all controls of a section, click the points to the right of the section, and drag all the way to the right. To hide the controls again, drag to the left. Related links. Transport bar. Project window toolbar. Transport menu. Transport bar sections.